All right, guys, welcome back to Rewinding the Week with Kay and Jay. How you doing, Kay?
I'm here.
It's good to
I
see
am
you.
here.
We are
Yes,
joined
always.
with two great friends of the show and friends of mine. We have Anthony Green, the director and writer of the upcoming film, The Souls of Black Pebbles. How you doing, Anthony?
Bonjour, how are you everybody doing out there?
All right, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you since March of this year?
We haven't physically seen each other, but we talk quite a bit.
Yes, I added you into my favorites. So, and we are also joined by the producer of the Souls and Black Pebbles and also a actor who starred in one of Anthony's plays, the When Boys Exhale. We have Jamil Smith. Hey.
Hello, everybody. Good evening.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining with us today. We want to talk to you about your upcoming film, The Souls of Black Pebbles. It's a social horror film about a Black gay Republican haunted by the ghost of a murdered, unarmed Black man. This plot explores society's fear of Black bodies and the concept of sexual soul ties. The second screening for The Souls of Black Pebbles will take place at Dupont Underground, September 26, 2001. Two shows, 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. So get your tickets on Eventbrite. We'll drop in the link so you can fill up Dupont Underground. So, Anthony, my first question is to you. What inspired you to do this film during the time of COVID?
Oh, it's not okay. So the questions ain't in the order of the list. You done threw me off. Just going off script with it. Okay.
No, what's the inspiration for the name of your production company? How about that, Anthony?
I'm ready for that question.
Okay, go ahead.
Thanks for asking that, Jamal. So, First Productions. So the legendary Maya Angelou poem helped me through some really dark days in my life. So when I came up with the idea of doing this writing contest for students in the juvenile system and the alternative schools program, I wanted something that symbolized writing saving people's lives and freeing them from feeling like actual caged birds.
Now, Cage Bird started as a writing contest, right? And then you did successful plays, a comedy sketch. What inspired you to get into the film industry?
Good question. So the first time I did something with Cage Birds outside of the writing contest was something called the Black Box. And I did that back when I was living in Memphis. This was a series of short plays that was written by the community. I wrote some pieces, different members wrote pieces, and it was just all about the realities of being Black and gay in Memphis. And all of our stories kind of joined together to create this larger tapestry, as the community does. And it was a eye-opening experience, but it was also the springboard of me starting to use the arts in my job as working in doing HIV prevention. And it also kind of highlighted the need for more cultural events that feed the soul of the Black gay community. So much of the gatherings that we have are I don't know, they're alcohol based or sex focused, or they're kind of more superficially focused, kind of leaving us empty at the end. So Cage Birds Production strives to make our audience feel full and feel seen.
Awesome. I worked with you in the past, as I mentioned, with Waiting the Boys to Exhale, When Boys Exhale, based off the famous film Wait to Exhale. And so being part of that project and also part of this film is very inspirational, and I believe just aligns with what I want to work with in the Black and queer community. My next question Go ahead.
Oh, boy, we gotta shout out to all the things that you have done in this
Oh,
film.
thank you.
Hello, because Jamal has been
very active.
yeah, with casting, with staffing, advertising when we needed help, filling like all the crew positions. Nobody stepped on this set without going through Jamal first.
Thank you.
That's my friend.
Yes, and he was very, very sweet and kind.
Yes.
To everyone who had to go through him.
Yeah,
That's why we call him Paula.
we would have had about 10 understudies for these actors. If I had my way, I would have. I was known as Paula, and the casting experience was amazing to do with you, Jamil, and Anthony, and reading the script. It reminded me of back in my old times of theater production at Old Dominion. So thank you, Jamil.
Can we talk about the casting experience a little bit?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah.
So I was Paula. You know, that was nice. I think in between Anthony and Jamil, one of them was Simon, depending on who it was. The other one was Randy. But yeah, let's talk about it. What was your experience with the casting, Jamil? What do you think?
Well, there were some rough auditions. There was it was a fun, it was a very exciting process. We were doing it all through Zoom. So that was something new to get used to. But you know, we seen some great auditions, and we seen, you know, just like American Idol, since we're making the comparison, we saw some absolutely dreadful auditions and some very, very stellar performances.
But the audition process is really where I appreciated having both you and JT at the same time, because, you know, Jamal, you're Paula, you're always only seeing the positive in everybody. And, you know, JT's a little bit more critical. You know, Paula want to give all her babies a chance, and JT want to make sure we know that that is not how they do it in Hollywood. That is his line. That is not how they do it in Hollywood. Me,
so, you know what's funny is we are doing the artist search. We were doing the artist search for artists to showcase their work. And I had put out the marketing for it to help get everybody together. And so we had about 30 people, wonderful, talented people who wanted to participate. And Jamil, Anthony was like, okay, I need you to consolidate this list. And I was like, you want Paula to choose the artists, because it was going to be hard, because everyone, in my opinion, was good. But, you know, not everyone went with the message, what we were trying to show. But, you know, I've just been rejected so many times, I just couldn't influence that on anybody. So I let Simon take care of that. So, yeah, go ahead.
That's a great quality to have, though.
Yes, and nobody, you know, everybody enjoyed that part of the audition. You know, they didn't have anyone telling them that they sucked. Jamal was definitely very encouraging, so nobody left with their tail tucked between their legs.
And for me, like, I was ultimately looking for, like, not who's the most talented or popular or accomplished actor. Like, I wanted somebody who really wanted to be a part of this particular project and not just kind of build their resume. Somebody who could grasp the character and make actual acting choices, whether good or bad. Can they take direction? Will they be on time? And, like, ultimately, Cage Birds Productions, like, is a community experience, right? So, like, it's this for us, by us vision of Black queer artists involved in, like, all stages of the production process. So I wanted to attract artists who that means something to.
Yeah, it was definitely a movement. Friend, my co-host Ken, aside from OnlyFans, have you auditioned for anything, a film, a play, or anything? Have you ever auditioned for anything?
Have not. You know, it would have been nice to have that experience. I was going to ask, as you guys were talking about the audition, who struggled to keep a straight face through a lot of these auditions. Something tells me that Anthony probably was struggling with keeping a straight face because he, you know, everybody has great facial expressions, but just in the Zoom, I'm like, he probably was the culprit.
But you know, there was one audition.
Who was a friend of ours?
There was one audition. Right after the audition, after we got off Zoom, when it was just Anthony and I left, after the other person had got off, we stared at each other for about a good, maybe like a good 2 minutes.
Damn near pissed myself. Oh, it was so because everybody also don't really like have Zoom audition etiquette.
Okay.
One, make sure you have some clothes on. I don't want to see you auditioning in your drawers.
Oh no. Yes, that's important.
The best thing about
Wow.
Zoom is you can just take your camera off. I think Jamil and I mainly did some of the reading, so we had to keep a straight face. Now I did have some moments I'm like, oh wait, what part are you on? Well, you know, I think someone had did it or put on their note cards instead of the script, you know.
Yeah.
So they consolidated the script and
it was wrong.
Yeah, they went rogue. Yeah.
Well, those are the moments.
Jamal, there was one that I sat in with you where the person was just awful. And at the end, you had so many nice things to say. And I was just like, this the actor. This the motherfucking actor, right?
Right. Yes, we can. We can. It's fine.
I was like, we need to cast you because you can act your butt off.
It was hard, you know, and speaking of casting, Jamil and Anthony, one person, I can't remember who, had asked the question, you know, since they were heterosexual, was it okay to embrace a homosexual character? And what are your two thoughts about that? Like seeing, you know, straight people play these gay parts and vice versa, because it can be vice versa. What are your takes on that?
Okay, I can answer that. For me personally, if you are being hired as an actor or actress, it's not your responsibility to be that person when you come to an audition. It's just to act the part. So for me, I don't have any issue with a straight person playing a gay character, nor do I have an issue with the gay character playing a straight person. I've seen both done before, and I've seen both do a great job. You know, heterosexual actors playing gay and same gender loving actors playing straight. So I don't think it really matters as long as you can embody the character and have respect for the type of character that you're playing.
And I mean, for me, I mean, of course, I can't speak for the whole gay community, but for Anthony, I will say that especially in this process, because you always want to have people who like have that identity of the character. You search for Black gay people, you search for gay, but oftentimes I noticed sometimes those are like the hardest to find. Like, do you go with this like a straight boy who is like giving it their all, who you can really tell that they rehearsed and practiced and really kind of get and grasp the character? Or do I just give it to this gay actor because they showed up to the audition process and said, oh yeah, this character me, versus really doing the work to, you know, convey that on screen?
Yeah, I think it's important to see, you know, open doors, because we as gay men would want opportunities to have, you know, not to be fit into a box. And I guess that can be the same with our allies who I feel can learn so much by playing that character to support the work and the community. So JT, now you were the actor in When Boys Exhale, then you transferred to the producer for this film. So how was that role and knowing that you're the actor and you're on set, are you like, oh, they should have did this better, or I would have done this? Like, how was that experience for you?
Well, you know what? I think I have an understanding of the actors, a good sense of understanding how they feel when they come to an audition. You know, even though I get called the Simon sometimes, I do understand how difficult the audition process can be. So I am understanding of that. But it also helps me see when someone is just being lazy and didn't take any time to to learn the type of character that they're playing, to, you know, do any of the backstory research or context research. So I would say being an actor helped me to understand that part a little bit more. It also kind of helped me understand some of the mistakes that I make as an actor. You know, it's easier to see it through the lens of, you know, when you're looking at someone else, it's easier to say, oh, they could have done this, they could have done that. And then you think about when you were in the situation, like, oh, well, you know what? I could have done this when I was acting in a similar role. So I think it's very helpful being in the actor's shoes when you are a producer. You have a better understanding of what they should be doing. Just like, you know, with Anthony directing, him having experience acting before can say, okay, no, you should be doing this, especially since he wrote it.
And can I add that the actors love themselves some JT. As critical as he is, he has a way of delivering. Like, let's say they got a line wrong. JT just gently come over with the script and just point to what the hell they should have said. And they respect that and like that. Whereas me, I'm just like, girl, that ain't what I wrote. But just with that finger, and they love it when JT give him that finger, baby.
Yeah, I've heard.
I didn't know.
Wow. You know, that was priceless.
Yes, you know, well, that's good because so you're building the character, you're also building the film, but you're also influencing and building that person who may want to go into a career of acting, whether it be film, television, or theater. And so honesty, you know, where I would have been like, oh, that's the right line. Don't worry about it.
You know, it's getting them prepared. Like Anthony said, Cage Birds like gives like a sense of community when you're working on a Cage Birds project. So it's kind of getting them prepared because for some, they had not done a film before. Mm-hmm. And it is not going to be that easy working for some directors and producers.
Right.
So kind of making them work hard and understand that you may get on set and you know, you may get casted in a role and you may not get any chance to rehearse with your scene partners. Right. That was a courtesy that we gave some of the actors just because we have a strong sense of community. But like he said, that ain't how they do it in Hollywood.
No. Yeah.
And just because you're cast, it doesn't mean the work is done. You need to be preparing and getting ready for that table read, because as who was it? As Golden Brooks found out, you can be fired from a table read even after you have been casted, baby. You should constantly be working.
You know, I was watching Bridgerton interview with Reggae John Page, and how he was talking about working with Shonda Rhimes for the first time for the People's Court or whatever the court show that it was. Sorry, Reggae, I'll call you later. But he basically was saying when he went to the table read, you know, Shonda Rhimes came and said, I want the script read how it's written. You know, don't change no words. The executive producers, the people who worked and wrote this, worked hard for it. Don't be changing the ad-lib in no words. So that goes to your point. You can't be fired because there's plenty of people who want the part.
Yeah. And like JT said, we like overextend ourselves for the cast to make sure that we did personal one-on-one rehearsals. We got like everybody who was in your scene together with you and did rehearsals for each scene just to make sure that everybody felt comfortable by it being their first time and just felt like supported by the team.
Awesome. Now, I want to go to your first screening. My friend Ken, he went to Nashville, but not too far from Nashville, Memphis, right? And so Memphis is where you're from, Anthony, and you did the Memphis Pride screening for the Souls of Black Pebbles, and the cast and crew joined you. How was that experience?
Oh my God, it was amazing. Shout out to Tri-State Pride and the Unleashed Voice and Gavin and Gwen Clemens for inviting us to come. That screening was, that was our safety net because, you know, Memphis doesn't get a lot of like Black queer films coming through. And I'm from the community. I knew everybody would really appreciate it. And the reaction we got during like our discussion panel afterwards was really overwhelming. People were asking to donate. They were thanking us for providing like a film of substance that made me feel good. And I was just kind of shocked how like engaged and entertained people were with the characters and the whole trip in general, taking some of my Cage Birds family from DC, driving all the way to Memphis. It was quite the bonding experience, but also just getting to like have these artists see an audience enjoying their work, like that was priceless.
Awesome. What about you, Jamil? Was that your first time in Memphis?
That was my very first time in Memphis or in Tennessee as a state. I had never been to Memphis or to Tennessee, period. It was a great experience. Anthony was a great host to have because Anthony did try to make sure that we were all taken care of and that we got to experience all of Memphis Pride. You know, he couldn't stop our wardrobe person from being accosted.
Really? It was like that?
Yeah, we had some racial discrimination. Mm-hmm.
We really did, actually. Well, Anthony and I weren't there for it, but we definitely got the phone call. Anthony got the phone call.
But other than that, let me say I was proud of Memphis because growing up there, we didn't see any fights during our trip. I was like so proud that my people was acting right and showing company that we know how to act. Like one of our editors, like she lost her phone at a party and somebody returned it to her. That's great.
Wow.
Back in my day.
She wouldn't have got it back. Wow.
You know, when Anthony vents to me about stuff dealing with the film and what he, you know, he'll let people know what it is and what it's not. I'm like, oh, this is Memphis coming out. I don't even know what sign you are, Anthony, but I just know it's Memphis coming out, you know. So that is amazing. My last question for you, well, two, is, and I'll start with Jamil, is what do you hope people will get out the film when they see it in DC and then when it's distributed in streaming, DVDs, or however you want to see it distributed? What do you hope people get out of this social horror film?
What I really hope people get out of this is to kind of break away from what they have traditionally been taught when it comes to spirituality, like as far as seeing anything that has a Black face to it being something demonic or not of God. I really hope many of us can break free of that mentality.
All right. I agree with you on that. You had to turn from that. That was demonic. You were letting spirits in this house. I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, I think everyone on here has heard that before. Like what we grew up seeing was a white Jesus with long flowing hair in a robe. And that was the good thing to see. That was the right thing to see. Anything else, oh, it's demonic. We don't want that in our house. Cut it off. So I really hope that we can kind of get people to see the other side and break away from that.
All right, thank you. What about you, Mr. Director and writer?
I always try to like spark conversation in my work. So like the key to Cage Bird's production is taking some type of like genre or some type of like popular pop culture work that doesn't have the Black gay perspective and then infusing it and making it Black and gay as hell. And just like exploring these like issues that affect Black gay men in a way that I hope affirms our negative, our narratives, affirms our lived experiences, and just creates a space where we can engage with a reflection of ourselves on screen, and we don't have many opportunities to do that.
Awesome, thank you so much. And last but not least, and this is for anyone here on this call here, what would you say to someone who wants to pursue a film, who wants to write, who wants to direct, who wants to act, and they feel like they're up against the wall and they don't know how? Do any of you have any words of encouragement for our listeners?
Okay, I'll go. So my words will be just do it. Like, so I had so many people telling me that you can't shoot a film for less than $100,000. You can't shoot a film during the pandemic. If you focus on the resources you don't have, you'll never make a move. Like the greats are the greats, not because of their budget, of their equipment, or their resources, but they know how to make the best of what they have.
Even you got to say shot by iPhone, you know, or in Anthony's case, Android.
Just to let you know, I know how he mentioned that most people say you can't shoot a film for less than $100,000. This film was shot for, I'm not even gonna let you guess, $3,000. It was shot on a $3,000 budget.
Oh, shoot, what's it called? A stimulus check.
Hallelujah.
Without the child income credit.
Yeah,
right.
Can you say that again?
I'm still waiting on that.
Yes, I wish I did have kids back in 2008.
Mm-hmm. I wish I did too.
But that is great because, people might say, oh, I've seen this before. It's been done before. And, why were you doing that? You should be different. But you got to go after your dream no matter the obstacles and don't focus on that. And I want to conclude with a question we used to ask those we interviewed for our position, not for the positions for the cast and crew. And I'm going to start with my co-host here, Ken. What is your favorite horror film or social horror film or series, if you have one?
I would say American Horror Story. It has a lot of versatility. You don't know what you're going to get from season to season, but everybody that is acting in that really puts in their all. So I enjoy it. And sometimes you get some of those moments where you're like, they really shouldn't have done that, but I appreciate that too. So that's my favorite.
All right, JT.
I love a good slasher. So Scream is definitely one of my favorites of all time. And I love the original Nightmare on Elm Street.
Ooh.
Love it.
Awesome. And Mr. Director?
I'm gonna say the Souls of Black Pebbles.
Okay.
So I feel like horror films are about survival, right? And in my life, nobody is greater survivors than Black gay men. So to actually see a testament to Black gay survival on a screen, for me, that's powerful.
Amen. I will conclude with saying I like Lovecraft Country. Everybody who knows I'm a history buff, and just seeing his history behind it mixed in with the social horror and things. There were times I was like, what is going on? But how it came together, how they put together the Tulsa rally and all that. And then I am looking forward to the Candyman. I'm not going to say it, never mind, no way, too many times up in here, but I am looking forward to that. So I want to thank you, Anthony. I want to thank you, JT. I want to thank you, my co-host, Ken, for joining with us today. Guys, please check out.
Wait, I have one more question.
Go ahead.
I want to know what people think about, people not getting their income from OnlyFans. I have left, and I'm gone on about my business. But what about the people that, really survive off of it? See, and this is actually more of a serious question because it is a lot in the community that have been, doing this. So any thoughts from anybody?
Well, I think me and Anthony was talking about having uncaged birds as the platform because they unhinged, honey.
They'll find a way.
Yeah.
Well, I think from what I understand, Tyga is starting his own platform where people can actually share that type of content.
Okay.
And you know what? I would encourage people to support it because it's Black owned.
Can you do gay stuff though?
Right.
I
well,
need
they're still just
my
for
trans.
fans. They're still just for fans.
Okay.
So you got just for fans as well as whatever new platform that Tyga is going to be using. So, I mean, I would encourage everybody to go over there. OnlyFans is going to hurt. They're going to be hurting big time after this. But there's always another platform that can be used.
Mm-hmm. Like there's always another actor, there's always another opportunity, and there's always somebody else.
Okay, but love, you better speak that wisdom into us, honey.
So before we wrap up, of course, I had my Riesling here for our Rewine-ing the Week segment for you guys. What are you drinking, Anthony?
I had my own little green cocktail. It's gone now. I call it what is it? Shrek nut? Because it's like
Wow, really?
Yeah.
We need to find out what the recipe. Okay, go ahead. Anyways.
Well, thank you guys so much. It was so good to see you virtually, Anthony, Jamil, as well as Ken. Thank you so much. And I will be in touch. Don't forget, the Souls of Black Pebbles DC screening takes place September 26th at 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. Both shows followed with a panel discussion as well as representation of Black Queer Lives Matter art. So thank you guys so much.
Tickets are available on Eventbrite.
Tickets available on Eventbrite, and we're going to drop the link for you guys to support our Black films. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.